Sparrows near and sparrows far. What is up? This is Tom checking in for my most exciting update yet, honestly. You know, I've done 5 or 6 of these things over the last couple of years, and I feel like this episode, if that's what this is called, this disappearing episode, because all of my Tom updates disappear. Like if you missed the last one I did, it's gone. You missed it. Sorry. But this is a good one not to miss, which if you're listening to it now means you're not missing it. And if you miss it, then you'll never know that you missed it, I guess. Anyway, I have so many updates galore. So settle in. I hope you're on a long drive right now, or, you know, have a horrifically boring day at your job, or have a bunch of dishes to wash, or laundry to run, or clothes to put away, floors to sweep, et cetera, et cetera. I hope you got some time because I got some updates and I'll try to be as concise as I can. But first things first, if this sounds different, the last couple of episodes maybe sound a little different. I am recording this on my phone, not with my usual microphone setup. And that is because I no longer have a microphone. We got a lot of catching up to do on the organization, on the nonprofit, on websites, on podcasts, on giving, and on Revoice. So that's what we're talking about here today. First thing I'll say is new logo. Who dis? You guys see that? I mean, that should be the first clue that something pivotal, something different has happened and is happening. If you're new or new-ish or kind of lurk and catch an episode here and there, the catch up is we are in full swing as a pending nonprofit organization called Your Other Family. And to clear up any confusion, because we don't want nobody to be confused, Your Other Family is the singular nonprofit ministry. We've applied. We are waiting for government approval. We are hoping to receive that by year's end, maybe sooner, but hopefully by year's end. And this one ministry of Your Other Family encompasses not just one now, but 2 communities of people, communities of content. Your Other Brothers, which some of you have been enjoying being a part of for nearly a decade now, and Your Other Sisters. We've teased it. We've brought Erin on the show a couple times. She's been on a few podcasts. She's written a blog. She's met a bunch of our community members. Shout out to Erin. We got Your Other Sisters in the mix now. Your Other Family, which consists of Your Other Brothers and Your Other Sisters. And who knows what other Your Others await us in the future. But 2 communities, definitely enough to get us started for now. Super exciting. So this is now the official Your Other Family podcast network. Your Other Family podcast network consisting of productions from Your Other Brothers and Your Other Sisters, along with some Your Other Family productions. I mean, I guess that's technically what this is now. I'm not sure. I didn't even think about that. How do I classify this update episode? It used to be a Your Other Brothers update, but now it is a Your Other Family update. So maybe I'll post this somewhere. I don't know. We'll see. I kind of like the idea of the disappearing update where if you miss it, you miss it. Adds a sense of drama to the mix. Here's the plan. I want to kind of roll through it for anyone that's not sure what the plan is or what's going on. As we start out, you know, Erin is hoping to start. I'll talk about funding and employment and giving and all that in a little bit. But Erin's hoping to start out from a part-time standpoint, gradually going to full-time with Your Other Sisters. What that means is there's not going to be a whole lot of Your Other Sisters content on this channel, at least to begin with. I think every other month is the game plan. Every other month or so, there'll be an episode of the YOF cast. How exciting is that? I'm just thrilled that we got a short O in our name so that we can easily transfer the word podcast into Yobcast, Yoscast, and Yofcast. Isn't that just like supernatural? Wasn't that divinely orchestrated from the beginning of time? I think so. So yeah, Erin's Yoscast also joining this channel in addition to the Yobcast, making its brave return very soon. Very, very soon. And the Yob Convocast, which you are familiar with for the last couple of years. All of those podcasts on this one podcast network, some co-ed, Your Other Family podcast coming as well. And eventually, Because I might hear some of you out there saying, no, I just subscribed to your other brother's content. I don't necessarily want to listen to all of these other shows, all these other content places. And that's a fair criticism. That's a fair point to make. Like I said, there's not going to be a lot of your other sisters and a lot of your other family in the next, let's say 6 to 12 months. I think it's going to be fairly sporadic. It's not going to be like every week by any means. And eventually when we grow those other 2 podcasts, potentially we might create other channels. There's a way to, I think, do that semi-cohesively on the back end so that they can stay organized under one organization. But we might eventually have 3 different channels for your other brothers, your other sisters, and your other family. But for now, we are a literal family on this one channel. So make some room, rearrange the furniture, create a little extra space. We got to let in our sisters and our family podcasts to join those other 2 productions from your other brothers. So that's what's happening as far as the new colors and the new logo and the new everything that you might see on your podcast app. Subscribe if you haven't already. Please do. That'd be awesome. We're also on YouTube. All the episodes moving forward, as they've always been, will be on YouTube. So subscribe. Same deal over there. We have one YouTube channel for everything at Your Other Fam, F-A-M. And we'll have all the brothers, all the sisters, all the family content going on one channel. We'll create playlists. So if you want to follow the Yob playlist or the Yos playlist or the Yof playlist, there'll be playlists on there to kind of separate it a little bit. But we wanted to have cohesion with this new organization. So again, if we reach a point where Your Other Sisters is just pumping out the content every other week or every week even, certainly Your Other Family's content too, we might separate and create some distinct channels for those. But for now, we're going to be on one podcast network, one channel on your podcast app of choice, and on YouTube as well. So excited. Like I said, the Yobcast, you guys, the Yobcast, our last episode of the Yobcast was in 2023, over 2 years ago, I do believe. And it's taken a needed hiatus. I just had no bandwidth to do that show with all the other responsibilities of Yob and then heading up this nonprofit effort for 2 years. Like it just wasn't in the cards. I couldn't make it happen. But it's coming back. It was always my intention to bring that show back, having at least 3 people, maybe 4 every once in a while on a show and talking about a deeper dive into a topic for 90 minutes, an hour to 90 minutes, something like in that range. So that should be coming back soon. I think if I don't have the exact schedule in front of me, I'm not exactly sure what's coming and when, but I think we're going to do a Yobcast as our next podcast production, a Yoscast as the next one, and then a Yofcast as the one after that. So I think those are the next 3 episodes that are coming on this Your Other Family Podcast Network. So stay tuned. I hope if you're a guy and you're just into guy content, you're certainly free to continue to listen to the guys only content, but I hope I certainly am curious to hear what the women are going to be talking about and what Erin and I will be talking about with our guests on the Yofcast too. So I hope you'll give those other shows a listen and give them your support as well as we make this full-on transition to nonprofit. We are, as I record this, in the early stages of July. Just celebrated the 4th. For those in America, happy 4th. For those in Canada, happy 1st. If that's what you say. I'm not sure if you say happy 1st. Happy Canada Day. Happy America Day. Happy whatever country's day. If your country celebrated something recently, we welcome you as well. As we are in early July, we've already launched our new websites, yourotherbrothers.org, yourothersisters.org, and the hub of it all, yourothersfamily.org. There's one give link that points to one website on all of those sites. And that general give link is now publicly available. We've already raised a couple $1,000s as of this recording. Super grateful. We have a $75,000 goal, though, for our fiscal year from the general public. This is money that comes in from outside of our membership. And so it is an ambitious number. Going into this whole nonprofit endeavor, it was always going to get to this point where it was like, okay, it's now time for the ambitious part of getting the funding. Because I always knew we had the leadership and we had the right people to do this thing with me. Because I certainly, listeners, if this isn't abundantly clear, I certainly couldn't have done this by myself. Shout out to our board. Shout out to our Yob community leaders. Shout out to just everybody who's given, who supported me. I mean, I'm just, man, I'm really touched. We have an awesome community. I'm so grateful. Yeah, we have an ambitious goal, $75,000 from the general public. And that's to cover all the things, the operational costs, the equipment, the hosting, the domains, all the nonprofit organizational work. And then right there at the top of the list is employment for me, employment for Erin. And I've been telling people for the last, 5 years, 6 years now, that I work full-ish time for Your Other Brothers, full-ish time. Like, God's been good. God has given our listeners, our supporters, our readers a generous heart, collectively, individually. And I've been able to pay the bills each month. There hasn't been a month where I haven't been able to make rent or whatever the necessary costs were. And so for that, I'm grateful. I've had to do some odd jobs on the side here and there, some door dashing, some Ubering, some lifting, some dog sitting, house sitting, etc. But yeah, God's been good to get me to this point and to get our organization to this point. And then moving forward, I would love to scratch the ish. Oh my gosh, I just came up with that on the fly, you guys. I want to scratch the ish and go from fullish time to full time, to proudly say that I work full time as the executive director of Your Other Family, as the director of Your Other Brothers. For Erin to be able to say that she has employment status as director of Your Other Sisters. That is the goal. That is the goal with the $75,000 mark on our general giving page. And I'd be honored. I'd be honored if you gave any amount. We're looking for an army of 200 people on the general side and roughly 200 people on the membership side. 400 people giving, men and women, single and married, gay and straight and SSA and queer and bi and whatever identifier is out there that I'm sure I'm leaving out. Would love to just get such a cross section. That is the ultimate goal of this project, this move to nonprofit, is the people giving, the people supporting this effort. Can it be a fuller representation of the church? Because don't get me wrong, I love our sexual minorities community, the men and women who have been giving to YOB on Patreon since 2016. Love all of you. This isn't to diminish you at all, but man, to have more support coming in from different streams of this same river that we're all drifting down, paddling down, whatever the metaphor is, would be amazing. It would be so great. So if anyone out there is a number person, if you love praying for specific numbers, obviously the number 75,000 to cover our fiscal year for general giving, that's one number to pray for. But beyond that number, the number 400 for some reason is sticking out to me. 200 people inside our community, 200 people beyond it, supporting the effort, supporting our stories, supporting the blogs, the podcasts, the videos maybe that we start to put out, supporting all the Zoom calls and the Discord discussions and the retreats that we do, supporting our outreach and our connection with local churches and extending care to our community. Like, there are so many goals and visions that I have and our board have started to discuss about what we could do. If the funding were there, if funding were not an issue, what could we do? Like, that is a fun question to think about. And like I said, I think God has brought an incredible group of people in leadership of this community. And so I get so excited thinking about, if the funding were there, what could we do? So check out our give page. There's one give link across all of our websites. It takes you to the same place. If you want to give to the general fund, there it is. And I'll post the link in the notes for this as well. If you're interested in membership, I will say this. There's a separate giving page for membership, and it's not publicly visible, and that is by intention. We like to dialogue with all incoming members. So if you're not a member yet of Your Other Brothers or Your Other Sisters now, there's an official way to do that. We would love to hear from you. Go to yourotherbrothers.org or yourothersisters.org/membership. It'll take you to a membership page for each of those respective communities. It's a really simple form to fill out. It's like your name, your age. We want to make sure everyone's 18 plus, of course. Where do you live? And then just tell us a few sentences about yourself. What brings you to our community and why do you want to join? What are your current beliefs about sex and marriage? We want to make sure we have some cohesion. There's going to be a little bit of differentiation as far as how people identify or how they're living out a traditional historic sexual ethic. But In general, we want to still, as we did with Patreon, is still make sure that we're letting in the right people to do our best, to do our due diligence and do our best job of bringing in the right people. And so we have a membership giving page for our members with some suggested amounts. We want to make our community as accessible as it's ever been. Like, we love the idea of people giving and that being a unifying factor of, like, I don't know, like in my mind, and so many people have reaffirmed this to me, is that they enjoy the fact that other people are giving on a monthly basis or a yearly basis now. That is an option now as we make this move. But giving consistently on a recurring basis, as sort of a safety net, as sort of a unifying factor that we're all in this together. We're all contributing to this effort, and it helps like make sure everyone's here for the right reasons, you know? Like, I don't know. I've been grateful for everyone who's given some now. I mean, it's crazy. For 9 years, that 8-9 years, that's wild to me on a monthly basis to give that long. So major shout out to the Yabro lifers out there who have been giving this long. It's been kind of emotional, not going to lie. Like, I'm getting cancellation notices every hour from our Patreon page. Our Patreon page, please do not give on the Patreon page anymore. We're phasing that out in the next 3 to 4 weeks as of this recording. And I'm so grateful for people who are canceling their pledges, but who are transferring their giving to this new giving system. All of these gifts retroactively can be tax deductible upon the approval of our organization from the government. So that is definitely an incentive to give as well, is that we're not yet tax deductible, but retroactively your donations can be tax deductible upon our approval. So I hope that's an extra incentive to give if you needed one, but I just want to be very bold, very direct with everyone listening. If you're a member, if you're a prospective member, if you're an ally, a supporter, whatever state you're in, geographic state, spiritual, relational state, if you believe in what we're doing, like we have a need right now. This transition period is a little brutal as far as like we're trying to get payroll going for me and Erin in the next month, less than a month now. And as of now, as of this recording, the funding is not there. The funding is not there in our bank account to make that happen. And so this is where I'm like stepping out on faith here. God's been good financially to get us to this point. And so there is this part of me that feels maybe a naive reassurance that, oh yeah, God's got us. We're good. On my good days, on my good moments, I still want to believe that. But right now we need some funding. We need some funding to come in for this first month of payroll to happen, and hopefully for us to continue to make payroll moving forward beyond this first month. So if you haven't given yet, if you believe in the content and the community and the care that we're extending to people that we hope to do even more of as a nonprofit ministry, go ahead and give. All the information is in our notes and on our website, yourotherfamily.org. As always, I am available for any comments, any questions. I love talking about it, explaining the new lay of the land. I still have my old email, which I'll have for a little while, tom@yourotherbrothers.com. Eventually that will transfer to a new email address. But for now, tom@yourotherbrothers.com. If you want to shoot me an email, please do. Would love to hear from you and answer any questions. I also have a Zoom calendar that I'm setting up for the month of July. I've already set up all the hours that I figured to be available. So if you want to chat on Zoom, shoot me an email and I'll send you some details about setting up a 15, 30-minute Zoom call this month to talk about your other family. So cool. So excited. I'll close with this. As I release this tonight, I'm going to Revoice tomorrow. Seattle, Washington. For those that don't know, Seattle, Washington, for whatever reason, I mean, I could list 7 or 8 right now, but I won't. For whatever reason, has landed in my heart for years now, a decade and a half, as my favorite American city. It is just my favorite. I love Seattle so much. There's something about that city that strikes a chord with me, that resonates on a very deep level. So I'm excited just for that aesthetic to surround myself by Puget Sound and Mount Rainier and forests and coffee and slanted streets and all the things. I can't wait. I cannot wait. And oh yeah, there's a conference happening with a bunch of our community members in attendance. I think like 30 or 40 of our Your Other Brothers, Your Other Sisters community members will be there. I think that's a low estimate, honestly, 30 to 40. It might be more than that. So I can't wait to see all of you guys, first of all. The brothers and the sisters. We're planning a hangout this Thursday, 4:30 to 6:30 Pacific time, Thursday, July 10th. So if you're a member, if you're a prospective member, come hang out with us. We got like a room reserved or something, you guys, at the church that the conference is happening in. So we would love to see you. I would love to meet you. If you're listening and you're not part of our community, come up and say, hey, I said this 4 years ago at my last Revoice, and some of you took me up on that, and I really appreciated that. So come up and say, hey, if you like me, come say hello. Or if you have affirmations to offer for the community, for the podcast, for the nonprofit, just I will take it. I will take every affirmation, every hello that I can get right now. So I appreciate the love in advance. Looking forward to being back at Revoice, my first time in 4 years. It's been a while. It's been a minute, as the kids say. So I'm excited to see brothers and sisters, family members, and this greater Revoice community. I mean, I think the last update I saw is that there's over 600 people signed up, their biggest turnout in many years. So that's so cool. What a cool thing. For it to be in Seattle of all places, I am so giddy. I cannot believe I'm going to be in Seattle tomorrow. So come say hello. I'd love to hang out. I'd love to see you. I'd love to meet you, trade a story or two. Don't be shy. I promise I'll be more awkward than you. Let's just say that. I can pretty much guarantee I'll be more awkward. So you have that off of your plate. All right, y'all. That is the update. Like I said, stay tuned. We got a lot of good stuff coming. Mission number 1, now that our websites are up, is to get the funding for employment, to get the funding to finish out this launch that has taken so much of my life in all the best and worst ways the last few months. But I'm starting to see the light of the best now. And the plan is when August rolls around that we are fully funded for that month, and away we go. New podcasts, new blogs, all the Zoom calls, all the things. I just would love your prayers. 400 people. Pray for 400 people giving. That would be awesome. All right, friends. Hopefully the next time you hear my voice on this channel, it will be on a Your Other Brothers podcast production. Help us get there.